Hello and welcome to Shelf to Mount, where we take a look at some of the lenses in my collection before I started this YouTube channel, or as my lens correction software calls it, job security. This is the Fuji Photofilm Fujinon 55mm f2.2. Originally introduced in the year 1975, this lens features 4 elements in 4 groups and 5 aperture blades. The lens is pretty light, weighing in at 150 grams, probably due to the plastic and metal build of the lens. The build quality is definitely not the best, but it does feel pretty nice when using it. The lens uses a 49mm screw-in filter thread. The lens only comes in an M42 mount, but there is a later model from 1979 which uses the Fujica X mount series of lens mounts. Not to be confused with the modern Fuji X mount. The focus ring is a bit small for my taste, but it's definitely usable. It does take a while to get used to the fact that infinity is on the left side of the barrel, with close focus on the right. My copy is in pretty good shape. The only problem mine has is the aperture focus ring between the focus and the aperture ring is broken and spins around. Focusing with my copy feels pretty good. Considering the age of the lens, I am honestly surprised, as I have had lenses that felt like they greased up the helicoids with super glue in them. On a Canon 6D, the lens works pretty good, and the balance between the camera and the lens feels good. Optically, the lens is very interesting. It just loves to make bubbles. In fact, I think there should be a new term for this, maybe bubble bomb. Even on photos I thought that had smooth bokeh, there is bubbles everywhere. If you like bubble bokeh, this lens is for you. If you don't, this is not a good lens for you. Unfortunately, with all manual lenses, I can't tell you what my aperture was, but I know I did stop down on a few of them. I did some tests with a 3D printed mannequin head for portraits. It's not bad, I kind of like the bubbles in the background. This lens is very interesting for me in a way. It's very soft when it's wide open, but also very sharp. I know this sounds counterintuitive, but let me show you. I shot this photo of a calla lily wide open, and as you can see, it's pretty soft with not much in focus. But if you crop to 100%, you will see the interior of the flower. That is pretty damn sharp considering the rest of the photo is out of focus. Next, I did a test of the lens stopping down from wide open to somewhere around f8 or f11. First is the photo taken at wide open, with each other photo stopping down the lens. It's interesting to see even stopped down the lens wants to make bokeh balls. And I can see some pentagon-shaped bokeh in the background. On the sharpness front, this lens isn't going to win too many awards, but when used for fun and bokeh, I think it's pretty good. There is some glow around the images when shooting wide open, but that tends to go away when stopping down. In using this lens, I would say this lens is pretty easy to work with and walk with. The lightweight makes it easy to work with, and as always, there's that charm you only get with mechanical lenses when manual focusing. I didn't test the lens for video use, but I think it can probably be used for talking heads, especially with a busy background. The bubble bokeh will probably be distracting though. If I had to suggest photography genres to use this lens for, I would say maybe portraits and a walk-around lens. Just keep in mind that this lens is very soft wide open. On the whole, I think the Fujinon 55mm f2.2 is something I bought and promptly forgot I had. I really enjoyed taking photos with it. Granted, you need to fix the photos in post, which is a problem with most older lenses. Like most older lenses, they tend to need some added contrast or dehazing to make the photos work. If I had to recommend it to someone, I would say get this lens if you're looking for bubble bokeh. It's a good lens, but with so many other lenses out there, like the Pentagon Auto 50mm f1.8 I did a review for, that can create bubbles, I think you need to compare and see what you prefer. Granted, the Pentagon has always been my go-to lens for bubble bokeh. But it better watch out. There's a new dog on the block that's looking at it. So that's the Fujinon 55mm f2.2. The lens definitely has its own charm, especially with bubble bokeh, which is more like a bubble bomb. Weird soft in sharpness, and just the way the photos look when taken wide open. I don't think it will replace my Pentagon 50mm, but it will definitely take its place next to it in my collection of bubble lenses. And until next time, maybe dust off that old lens you bought and rediscover why you bought it in the first place. And on that note, it's time to end. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.